You're all over the board too. Like I've seen you crush Skyrim. You've played what Fallout? You played Fallout 3. You haven't played Fallout 4 yet though. But
nope.
I mean, you play a lot of the games that I play. You're all over the board. I mean, the difference, you know, now you're nostalgic and actually pretty good at some of, like, you know, the older games too, which is drastically different. I mean,
yeah. It's vastly
how
different.
dare you compare this to Skyrim? There is no comparison at all, you know? So it's like the level of gaming that you have played is drastically different, too.
Well, I think that games overall now are sort of easy. I mean, like with Bethesda, I think that Bethesda games are actually sort of... Well, they're sort of easy. I mean, yes, they have the weight system, so you can't hold 5,000 potions, but potions are pretty light. You can hold a lot of potions, and in Skyrim, you can glug 20 potions if you need to. You can pause at any time. Make the enemies, you know, any enemy that's attacking you, it breaks the immersion big time. To just be like, okay, hold on. Like, there's that one meme you've probably seen. Like, hold on a minute, let me eat 87 raw potatoes. Like, that's totally...
Oh, you hit me, I lost this much health. Let me eat a bunch of, you know, carrots and restore my health.
You can just restore
Pause combat.
So you can just restore your health whenever you fucking want. So how can you even...
3 felt like a live action chess match. That was a stupid comment, but it felt like a weird chess match. You could pause combat at any time and then pick where you're shooting and who you're shooting.
Yeah,
and
that makes it like makes it
a little easier.
Like, how can you say that a game has like challenge when you can just like a lot of it's just being prepared, having enough stim packs. If you have like 200 stim packs, you are like, the only time that you would ever die is if you ran into a death claw and you died before you realized you were getting hurt.
I suppose I could,
like that.
Being a Bethesda connoisseur, I suppose I could, like, just most people playing it, I suppose I could, like, say, okay, do this, and this, and I dare you to try and beat that, you know. There are certain, and do it in that order, you know, there are certain things in the game that are really hard that you
have to, like, make your own...
that knowledge of, like, okay, so the game works specifically like this, and without these items, or without this benefit, I'm not going to succeed to an extent.
Well, I think weapon types play into it, right? Aren't certain weapons better against, like, mutants and shit?
Super mutants? It depends on what game you're talking about. Like in Fallout 3, I mean, I don't play New Vegas that much because I thought it was a horrible game, despite what a lot of people think.
I liked it too.
I liked a lot about it. I won't go too much into it. They had like 6 different types of, like, you know, economies. You know, 6 different types of money. It was kind of insane. Weapons mods. But then once you get into Fallout 4, it's like, so they took all those things that worked in New Vegas and kind of really went off that and prospered. Like, for example, Fallout 4, like, I could purposely set somebody up. I'd be like, okay, go to this location, get this item, then go to this location, get this item. You know, and you could really set them up, because there are certain locations on the map that you really should go to at a certain level, and that's about it. It's not hard to a further extent like that.
Yeah, well, a lot of it's just like preparation, just being prepared, just bringing enough stuff with you, and then not going into places where the enemies are like significantly harder than you. Like, I'm pretty sure
that's the strategy behind some of it that I've found. That's why I can succeed at a low level.
But is that actual like difficulty?
Yeah.
Does it take like actual skill to just know? Just having
knowledge, but it doesn't help you. I guess I mean, there's always a bigger fish, but as far as I've come in, like, say, Fallout or Skyrim, I promise you, like, without the knowledge that maybe somebody, it sounds stupid, but without the knowledge that maybe somebody who's played it a ton, you know, each character,
you'd maybe have
some
a harder
of those
time on
characters
master.
Swing different, you know, like with the sword, some characters have, you know.
Well, I think on normal it's not really even that hard. You don't even really have to know that much about anything to be okay on normal. I think if you wanted to play on, like, master or whatever, or what were the difficulties called on?
I tried to test myself on Skyrim. They had a legendary difficulty that was just astoundingly hard. That's a good example. Fallout's got a survival mode. Fallout 4's got a survival mode now too, and that one can be a little challenging, but that's where they really add some RPG aspects to. You gotta eat, sleep.
Was that paid DLC or was that free? Was that like a free update?
That's a good question. I feel like I should know, but I'm a pothead. I think it was free. right? Yeah, I think it was a free update. They're pretty good to their fans, despite what the fans think of 76. They're actually pretty good to their fans. They I know they have a lot of DLC that or little things that they add that's just free, and they won't even. Sometimes they won't even announce it. They just add it. I'm pretty sure
they need to start doing that free. Again. I think.
Touche. Yeah, they're a little busy at the moment.
Yeah, had repeated snafus back to back to back to back.
Didn't they announce? They announced the new Elder Scrolls too, which I couldn't believe. But I think that's years off the road here.
Well, they just wanted to let people know that they were working on it.
Yeah, that's about it.
Because it's getting to be about that time. It doesn't really take that much to like satisfy. That's why everybody was pissed at the Diablo Immortal thing. They
that was a huge.
They were just like, if they would have just showed Diablo 4 logo, people would have been okay with that. Instead of totally screwing the pooch or whatever.
They could have just done that. They could have just showed the logo and then been like, oh, we canceled the project later on, and then we're never working on it in the fucking first place.
Yeah, I mean,
just some sort of business strategy.
I mean, that would be shitty also.
They would still
it would have been better in the short term to do for sure.
Yeah, it would have better outcome.
Anything other than giving them a huge heaping dose of what everybody hates.
What are the other ones?
Would have been like
Final Fantasy VII and Half-Life 3. They keep trying. They keep the fans like, how many petitions have we had for Half-Life 3? You know, the fans keep begging them for it, and I guess Valve can't make a third of any fucking game. You know?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they said that. Something happened that like put the nail in the coffin for the possibility of Half-Life 3.
Really? I didn't hear that.
It was a while ago.
Do you know what it was or not?
It was.
That's interesting.
I think they said that there was like a small team that was working on it, and then they like gutted that team.
Oh yeah, sure.
So there's like.
Well, and then if you get a bunch of guys working on a project and the project's moving so slowly because you got a small crew working on it, they want to move on to something else that's
I don't remember
getting real attention to.
Yeah, I don't remember what the reason was.
That's cool that they were actually working on it.
I don't actually remember if they actually were. Yeah, there was something where there was like a staff cut and like, all right, that's it. They obviously don't care. But then again, it's like, well, why they know that we want it, so I don't know why they can't just do it. There was some reason, dude. I saw the video like a year ago, and I never even played the Half-Life game, so I wasn't paying super close attention.
Yeah, Half-Life 2 was awesome. To me, when I played it, it was a very innovative shooter. It was very unique to an extent. I had never played a shooter quite like that. I mean, nowadays
did you play
a lot? But
you talk about Half-Life?
Yeah, Half-Life 2.
Did you ever play the first one?
No, I did not.
Did you beat the second one?
Yep, I beat it, actually. But then I had the orange box for Xbox, so it had...
like Team Fortress and Portal, I think.
Yeah, and I played both those. I didn't have, like, internet or anything, so I didn't play Team Fortress, but Portal was amazing. Yeah. It had, like, a bunch of DLC for Half-Life 2, so I only played the start of the first DLC. So I didn't really play too much after the main game, but it was just amazing. It was very innovative. It was
talking about
astounding.
Portal?
Nope, Half-Life 2.
Oh, Half-Life 2, okay.
Yeah, I played the whole game and I beat it, but then they had like 4 DLC for it that came on that disc. It was insane. Yeah, best deal you could have got for an Xbox 360.
That shit was on sale like all the time.
Well, and it got really rare really quick too. Like people were buying that up and not trading it in, and you couldn't find it anywhere. It was pretty hard for a while.
Yeah, the supply can actually affect the price. Because if nobody's trading in a game, then they're like, GameStop's like, well, we have one copy in a 100-mile radius that we're, then they can charge more.
They got like Star Wars Battlefront. I had a Lord of the Rings. It was like Lord of the Rings Conquest, which was like Star Wars Battlefront. But I guess it was like considered a rare game. I ended up picking it up off the internet and paid like way too much money for it, but that was the cheapest you could find it because it ended up becoming rare. Then it only made so many copies and everyone liked it.
No.
It was fun. Uh-oh. Is this Luke
we got Darth Sigma.
The Force is strong with this one.
Yeah, welcome back to the next episode. Yeah, we just kept going, and so we were just like talking, and then it was just like, well, I just picked up the controller again and played the next level, and here we are. So this is the final boss. Sigma's the main bad dude.
Oh,
I mean, I don't know. A little part of me actually feels bad that the story isn't very heavy on the plot. So I guess since we have time, I could basically say what happened is that dude effed us up at the beginning. Zero comes and saves us, and then you're like, oh, I wasn't strong enough to beat him, and then Zero's like, but I was strong enough to beat him. But he's like, I was strong enough to beat him in one hit, and someday you might become as strong as me. So that's supposed to make you be like, whoa, I'm gonna be that strong. Like, so it's setting the tone to say that the theme of the game is you gaining more abilities and power ups and stuff and getting stronger. And so that's like the whole point of the game. So that's what I've been doing by playing the game. And then we finally went to Sigma's base or whatever, and now we're here. And now we're fighting him, and that's it.
He had like an Iron Man, like secondary plan here. He had another power suit.
Yeah.
What a dick.
Oh, hopefully I can do this on the first try.
What power was that? That's awesome.
Rolling shield. It's not
shield. I'll take it. Who'd you get that from?
Armored Armadillo.
Oh, okay. Is that like his weakness, or is that just preferred?
Yeah.
Okay. Preferred attack.
I'm getting really fucking nervous. I could maybe take one more hit, but the thing is, this boss, different things do different amounts of damage, and there were a couple of attacks. There was at least one attack that would have killed me in one hit. That's why I went ahead and used that energy, that sub jam. But I'm getting sort of lucky. He hasn't hurt me too bad yet, actually. Part of it is just not freaking out and just staying calm, because it's the final boss, and once you see how much damage some of the things do to you, you can get like nervous. All right, I did it. Cool. But yeah, that's the final boss.
Thought for sure it would be one shot, one hit, one bar, but no, you were doing multiple bars.
No, it's not possible. I'm a Reploid. I can't be destroyed by you. Why have you done this? Without the humans, my Reploid brothers could have ushered in a new age. That's what it always is. It's always about, we just gotta kill everyone else, and then we'll have paradise, just like on Earth. Okay, so apparently his fortress was floating. I missed that part where that was happening.
There's a lot of technology.
Dude, you know what I just realized? In one of the other levels, we actually, remember that part where it was all like the moving platforms that were like crisscrossing, the green propeller platforms?
Yeah.
That was us. That was the reason that was there. I always thought that was a weird level design choice. The reason they did that is because we were actually climbing to his fortress. That's why, that's fucking cool. I actually never put that together. Well, plus I've watched other people play this game. None of them said anything about it either. Oh, that's fucking weird. Still learning shit about this game after all these years. Fucking A. The war has ended for now, and peace has been restored. Basically, you play the game, and then happily ever after the end.
Oh, very Disney, but I'll dig it.
Yeah. Oh, so yeah, actually beat this in one sitting. This was what, 4 or 5 episodes?
That wasn't too bad.
4 or 5 episodes, I think.
Even with me distracting, that wasn't too bad.
Well, I distract myself pretty well, so any additional distraction would have been
worse.
Like, how could, well, like you can only be, I can only be so distracted, I guess. I don't know.
The level of distraction doesn't go up.
Yeah, like it was already. Well, I'm already having to like use my. I either use my brain to talk, or I use my. Well, I guess it does use. It does take more. I guess it is different to actually respond to a person versus just always saying what's on your mind.
I feel like with my level of suckiness at this game, I feel like your level of distraction didn't really slow you down. I feel like you were still pretty good.
Well,
I gotta be honest.
Well, you gotta figure. Yeah, I was. Yeah, well, basically what it was is that the order that we played the levels in, what you're supposed to do...
Is it kind of beneficial?
Well, before you play the Sigma stages, those last 4 that we played all in a row without selecting a dude to fight, once you start playing those, before you go to those levels, you're supposed to revisit all the levels that you've been to and collect all the power-ups that you missed, because some of them are permanent life upgrades. And one of them, you know, the sub-tanks that I used, to the things that were down in the corner to give me all my life back.
Oh, yeah.
Those were, you know, I could have missed 1 or 2 of those without realizing it because I was just not paying attention. But I made sure to get the armor, obviously, and I just got all the shit as I came across it. But I totally forgot
Thunder Slimer.
I would have had to, because if I would have missed a bunch of power-ups, like if I would have had to go back, I would have had to replay that first Sigma level, because those last 4 levels, you have to play all 4 in a row. If you play 2 of them, and then play against, if you go back and get a power-up, and then you go back, you gotta start at the first level again.
Jesus.
so I would have had to replay that shit. But then I was
actually
like,
think that's awesome. I like that. I would, yeah, like we were saying about like, you know, some of the modern games. I actually wish they had some aspects similar. Obviously, games are made completely fucking different nowadays. So you can't
this
really
game
compare, but
well, I mean, like this game
still
lets
think
you.
that's awesome.
Well, this game does let you pause and get your health back like you can in Skyrim, but you have to collect the energy. You have to like grind, farm for energy, and then you have to find the tanks. You have to find the little storage container things to hold the energy. So it's kind of like in Fallout. It's like if you had to do a quest that would give you a sack that would give you an extra pouch where you could hold more shit or something.
Man, in
like
Fallout
you actually
4,
had to earn it.
I actually get perks that allow me to find more ammo, that allow me to find more money.
Yeah.
I actually buy those perks like right away. So
I feel like those perks
really
are
drastically. Once you start learning the game, it's like every time you create a new character, you drastically can improve how good you do early on.
Yeah, I thought that the strong back perk was almost like too good of a perk.
Yeah, that's another one. And then they have like one for action points too, and I like buy those like right away.
like how the hell would you ever
get those right away?
Yeah, once you see how good that is, you're just like, how would you ever play that without that? You know, like
that's how it goes. Every new character almost you have like
you need strong
perks.
back on like every one.
Yeah, so it kind of gets rid of that RPG aspect. You're almost creating the same character to an extent every time, too.
Yeah.
It's almost beneficial to buy them.
But yeah, I mean, it's just such a good perk compared to some of the other ones.
Yeah.
But I mean, they can't have all the perks be perfectly balanced. They have to have some good ones and some bad ones.
They really upped it.
I mean, that's
Fallout
what they
4 too. They have like four
a lot of people.
levels.
Well, a lot of people.
Sometimes.
Well, a lot of people didn't like the perks in Fallout 4 because they said that a lot of them.
I get that.
They don't change up the gameplay. They just affect your stats.
Well, and then like you'll buy a perk and it'll affect. You know, it depends on the perk. You know, some do drastically affect gameplay to an extent, but they're higher level perks. But then when it comes down to it, to like actually get like a drastic change from that perk, sometimes it takes 2, 3, almost 4 levels of that perk to actually, like, depending on how you're playing,
it would have
feel a drastic change.
Well, it would have
you got to be such a high level for like. You know, some of that too.
Well, it would have an effect, but then it doesn't change the gameplay at all, because you're still, if you get one where guns do 20% more damage, okay, you won't really notice 20%, but you'll notice 80%, but you're still shooting dudes the exact same way.
That's another,
just less of it.
Yeah, it doesn't change anything.
That's what I meant.
Well,
in 3, they had
like
more game-changing perks, but yeah, like they just said that. Well, they did it in Skyrim too, where they're just like, one-handed damage does this much, and then you just have 20, 40, 60, 80, 100%. But okay, we're actually. Sorry. Oh, I'm not sure if I actually had to hit a button to activate that. It's the sequel tease.
You have only won a temporary victory. He's talking shit still.
Yeah, from the grave.
From the grave, yeah, you killed him and he's talking shit. That's actually a level I wish to be at someday.
No, I guess it scrolls automatically. He basically was like, you only defeated a body, but I'm not a body. They're like, this is actually sort of a hint. In time, I will find other bodies strong enough to do my bidding, and I will return. I shall see you soon. X very soon. Yeah, they're hinting
sequel.
That even though you destroyed Sigma, even though you destroyed his body, he lives on. But he's a robot, so how is that? Dun, dun. They're just like dropping the things. You gotta play the next game to learn more about the story.
Very Harry Potter Voldemort, and he just ends up on the back of some other dude's face.
There you go. So yeah, he's got a very big old butt chin. Got the butt chin thing going. Every time someone's got a butt chin in real life, I'm always just like, oh, I probably really shouldn't comment on his butt chin.
Should just go up with
his
toilet
face.
paper and rub his chin for him. Just like, you just had a little something.
Oh man,
sorry.
Oh, that's fucking funny. Okay, so that's gonna do it for Mega Man X. Yeah, this is a really fucking fun game. I mean, the game I've gotten so good at this game that I actually can't tell if this game is actually considered difficult or not. If you play it,
sorry, go ahead.
Well, it's one of those like, I'm good enough at it to where someone like you that's never seen anyone play it, I probably look.
Oh, I would have been colossally, horribly worse.
Well, I mean, like compared to what you would expect, I looked like I was really good at it from your perspective.
I believe so.
But then I've watched people that were super crazy good where I look like shit from you know, if they were to watch me play, they would think I was garbage. So So,
yeah,
I mean,
that factor, there's always a bigger fish.
Yeah. So I can't even tell how hard the game is because I can't tell if it's like, is it hard and I'm just good at it, or is it actually not that hard? I actually can't tell how hard the game is.
Ridiculous, because I don't even go fishing. So
yeah. But anyway, that's gonna do it for this game. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe and like this video if you enjoyed it, and we'll see you in the next game. Bye bye.